if you don't use something, you lose it.
It's like any other muscle. It has to be exercised, and if you don't exercise it, it atrophies.
It atrophies.
Yes.
Like even your mind, or but can the mind?
Your mind is just another kind of muscle.
I see, but it atrophies. But does it atrophy all the way, or can it somehow be rejuvenated, so to speak? Like say, as a plant that has never been, so to speak, put water into, or
Well, it's like
without much sun.
again, using the muscle analogy, it's like any other muscle. It has a certain point beyond which it can't sink. Anything organic has that point, and if it gets below that point, it dies.
Because
with
everything in life has a usability factor to it. Like say, if you don't walk, you tend to forget how to walk. If you don't breathe, you know, somewhat alter on a genetic level, alter your lung structure or something like that, right?
Use tends to prolong and change a thing.
It's like exercise.
Yes, exactly.
I see. So, in life, it applies to everything.
Yeah, it's simple. Like most incredibly beautiful things are very, very simple.
I see. Beauty, right? Beauty.
Yeah.
What is it used for? For you?
It's used for its own sake. Beauty doesn't need an excuse any more than hunger.
So beauty is somewhat of a passive thing. It's just beautiful as it is. It doesn't need to kind of manifest itself in any way or do something. Like say, in the beauty of a woman, or beauty of a car, or beauty of something, right?
Beauty is in the perception of a thing. The Oriental scale of music sounds strange to Westerners because we're used to a 12-tone scale.
Okay.
But the Oriental scale is different. And our music is not fulfilling to an Oriental. Because,
why?
Because
we're still the same humans.
Yeah, but their perception was trained in a different way.
So it's hardwired on a like a mental level.
It's not hardwired. No, it's learned.
It's intellectual. It's not connected to the instinct, is it?
Well, that's what the whole quantum thing is about. You know, the whole quantum thing is about that. It's a matter of choices. It's a matter of a molecule just hitting here and causing a certain effect. You know, like Schrodinger's cat. You don't know if it's alive or dead.
Yeah.
It could be either way, depending on how you perceive it. Like a glass of water, is it half full or is it half empty?
Yes. It's pretty much like the duality of life, right? Why is life so dual? Like why is there
who knows?
Like for every productive, there's counterproductive.
Who knows? Who knows? But it's so. For any.
And it's beautiful this way, is it not? Or
well, it's not beautiful. It's not beautiful. It just is. That's the way it is. Beauty is.
Some people try to somehow achieve peace or anything like that. Do you think, in regards to what we're talking about right now, like as far as duality, right? Yeah. Do you think it's achievable?
Well, let's put it to the test. What's the opposite of peace?
War.
Yeah. Is that achievable?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Right.
it's kind of manifested itself throughout the ages.
So then if war is achievable,
But without the war, you cannot really sense that it's.
it seems that way, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, like, why is this like the concept of sweet isn't sweet?
I don't know.
You know,
why.
sweet isn't sweet without the sour.
I don't know why. Why is a really overused word? You know, like is there a God? Who the fuck knows if there's a God? You know? And who cares?
You don't believe?
I don't not believe, and I don't believe because I haven't seen any way of ascertaining a perception of it. There's no way that believers can show me that their way is correct.
Spiritual man, are you?
I think so.
And what, like, how do you, I mean, you were mentioning about the cloud of creativity and the individual creative minds being able to tune.
Let's put it to the test again.
Okay.
What's the opposite of spirituality?
Not believing in anything? Atheism?
What is spirituality?
When you connect to your soul,
You're getting really
and when
you're
you are
getting really abstract. Let's put it in really lay terms. Wouldn't you say that spirituality is you using the mind to investigate the mind? Isn't that basically what spirituality is?
to investigate the experience, is it not?
Which is the mind. Experience is just another word for perception. When you experience something, you perceive it.
Right.
You take it in.
Okay.
That's mind.
So what you're saying, when you go through life, right,
Yeah.
your mind is the experience.
Exactly.
And like say at the end of your life, your mind and whatever thoughts that come into your mind at that point on is showing what has been before or what went through it before.
Of course.
Can it go back to the origin?
Apparently not. Nobody's ever been there.
Like in the sense of like say, you know, going through the same experience, like say 30 years, 40 years down the road.
You never, you know how a river's never the same.
Right.
That old
Yeah.
saw.
Uh-huh.
An experience is never the same. The context is always different. Now, I once wrote a poem about now and then.
Now and then.
Yeah.
Do you remember it by heart?
No, I don't. The essence of it was we only understand the then because it was once a now.
Right.
What's now will be.
In the future.
Will be. And what will be will become the past. The then.
Okay.
So then and now is really a matter of when.
That's true, right.
Yeah, that's what the poem's about. That's,
Very interesting. Where can I read it?
I'll send it to you.
Sure. Are you on the World Wide Web or?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Who
We'll
is it?
exchange. Yeah. I have a question to you. What is time?
You'll have to ask Stephen Hawking that.
No, not on the scientific level, but like, what is time to you? You ever thought about it?
Of course. Who hasn't
Time.
thought about time?
Jack?
We've been talking about time. Time is a three-part entity.
Past, now, and the future.
The then, the now, and the will be.
Mm-hmm.
That's time.
Do you observe that a lot of people live in the will be? In the future?
That's called, you mean the fantasists?
No, I mean, a lot of people nowadays are somewhat,
How can, you can't live in the future, that's,
they're planning their lives so much that it's somewhat, they forget about the now, the very fabric of now. Like they're, you know, as far as relationships go, as far as communication between each other, they are always pre-planning towards the future, never really living in the now.
well, if that's your bag, that's cool. You know?
Now, do you observe that a lot of people
I don't
today-
I don't pay any attention to bullshit anymore.
You mean anymore? Why? You said you used to?
Of course, everybody was curious about things like that.
You're not curious about things anymore?
Not not other people's things, my things. I'm curious about my perceptions and my thoughts. If somebody presents me with theirs,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm in the mood, it could be interesting. You know?
But other people's perceptions don't shape your perception? You mean, in other words, you don't trust other people's perceptions?
Not as much as my own. Do you?
Well, I must agree with you, yes.
Of course.
But then again, what is trust then? How can people trust if they only believe in their own perceptions?
Trust is another bullshit word.
Another bullshit word.
Yeah,
There's quite a few out there nowadays.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I mean, it's not like we invented the word, right?
It doesn't mean very much. You know, what does trust mean? What's the opposite of trust?
Deceit?
Let's test it. Hmm?
Deceit. The opposite of
Deceit.
trust. Yeah.
Deceit.
Yeah. A lie or yeah.
Yeah. Deception.
Deception.
Trust, deception.
Right.
Okay, so everybody's somewhere along that scale. Put your own value judgment on where in the line it's quote good and where in the line it's quote bad. That's trust.
I see. Do you trust women?
I love women. And,
But what comes first, trust or love?
I don't deal in groups. I deal in individuals.
Or like in other words, yeah, you can't really generalize all,
Of course
you know,
not.
all the women or yeah,
Of course not.
depending on each woman.
Of course. You trust somebody. You don't trust
Everybody. But what if you trust everyone? What would happen? You could get hurt?
Well, you would soon be dead.
Huh?
You would soon be dead in this world.
If
we
you
live
trust
in.
everyone.
Of course.
But before you trust everyone, you kind of trust your own instinct to trust everyone.
Oh, I'm a firm believer in instinct, yes.
You know what I mean? It's like, why can't you attune your instinct to a way that you can somehow see, so to speak, right?
Well, you don't have to attune it. Instinct is just a part of perception. You know, everybody has instinct. Most of us block it. Most of us don't
Use
trust
it. Yeah, why?
Because we're assholes about trust. Is what we think too much about trust. It's one of those me.
They say on the money it says, in God we trust. It doesn't say in God we believe. It says in God we trust.
Right.
You ever wondered about that?
No.
It's kind of interesting, right?
Yeah. I don't think much about God anymore either.
I see. Is there something you want to tell to the whole world that you always thought about but never had a chance to share?
No.